Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Silent Hill playthrough. I don't have a theme park themed pun to open this part on, or anything creepy that sounds like it would be related to a theme park, which is good because it's the last part we're actually going to spend in this place.
I mean, we still got like 26 minutes to think of something.
Oh no, we're not even spending this whole part here, actually. The theme park is a really short area, anticlimactic really. You would think they would capitalize on the potential creep factor of a theme park.
You think
but,
that there'd be more ups and downs, is basically what you're saying? Is this
yeah.
the part where the playthrough goes off the rails? Is it clowning around with you? I could come up with a few more, but I'll stop.
You underestimate my power.
Is it waiting in line for an hour and a half for a 2-minute ride?
Unfortunately, the theme park area is kind of disappointing in 1, which is why I'm glad they brought it back in 3 so that they could somewhat tap that potential. And they do some interesting stuff with the theme park area in 3. But, in any case...
The carousel, man. This is...
Yeah.
Where... Does anybody over the age of, 4 enjoy this thing?
I don't know, but we're not here to ride horses.
Oh, so is Sybil, injured? Because that's a wheelchair. There.
The wheelchair is symbolic. It's
Oh,
Alessa's wheelchair, you see.
Oh, okay.
Sybil's been possessed. I didn't know Silent Hill could possess people until this moment, and it never seems to do so again. It seems to be some kind of monster that has taken control. Her aim is her aim sucks when she's possessed. In any case, it's a really hard boss fight unless you do exactly what I'm doing right now, and that is walk straight up to her and throw the Aglophagus in her fucking face the moment the fight starts. She has invincibility frames toward this action at certain points while she's shooting. So if you can't get her right away, well, you just have to run around and wait until she runs out of ammo, because when she does that, she will drop the gun. The gun
Can you waste it?
seriously hurts. Don't
Well, yeah,
get shot.
It's don't get shot. That's that's the most obvious advice I've heard in my entire life.
No, don't get shot. Really, your video game logic will not save you. You get knocked to the floor the moment you get hit, and it knocks you straight down to critical. So yeah, you could survive, but you
that's
could
one
survive.
of my
But
back when
yeah.
Pokemon Sun and Moon were coming out. They had these little teaser images of all the different Pokemon, and it would show its name, a picture of it, and its ability. So one of them was Gun. It's just a picture of a pistol, and the ability is it's a fucking gun.
Yeah. In any case, the thing about this boss fight is that if you don't have the Aglophagus and you actually have to fight her, it's actually a really hard boss fight. The gun keeps you at bay until she runs out of ammo. If you happen to get close to her while she has the gun, she will try to pistol whip you. And once she's out of bullets, I think she takes out a knife. And at that point, she's doable, but she has a lot of goddamn health. The normal way to beat her with the Aglophagus is actually to wait until she runs out of ammo and then try to throw it in her face once she's restricted to just melee. In any case, the most accurate comparison I can make within the series, since everyone seems to have played Silent Hill 2, is the boss fight against Eddie, which is kind of the same sort of deal.
So do you have to get the stuff that's in the motorcycle, or can you use the stuff that's in the bottle?
Oh, this is the stuff that's in the shattered bottle from the hospital. You don't have to do the Kaufman quest in order to use the Aglophagus here. You just have to find it at the hospital. You don't actually get to keep that bottle. You don't actually get to keep the bottle that you found in the motorcycle. Kaufman takes it with him. It's just important that he survives and that he gets his Aglophagus back.
Okay.
Anyway, hi,
You
Alessa.
mentioned something about invincibility frames earlier, but can you miss with the Aglophagus?
I don't think you can use it up, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I ask.
But then I've never tried, so...
Watch out! She has a gun.
You idiot! We all have guns.
Well, she has an empty hand, but apparently it was just as good as the gun.
Watch out! She has a finger gun.
Ah,
Oh,
damn
now
it.
the invisible wall shows up.
It's one of those walls from Persona 4 Arena. I'd better take out the shiny gold marble that Igor gave me. It'll light my way to the truth.
The Triforce.
You're gonna need Dean Ferrer and Arrow for this, buddy.
In comes the Triforce of Therapy to
Okay,
save us from
you
China.
call that a Triforce, but there are only 3 Triforces. So there's 2 extra triangles in that triangle. So we've got wisdom, power, courage, mathematics,
therapy.
and
Mathematics and
Therapy, as Ted said.
the Triforce
therapy,
of Therapy.
yeah, and therapy. Yeah. Because after the shit you're gonna go through, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, because he still has a murder trial to go. Harry Mason still has a murder trial to go through canonically after this, right?
yeah. It's ruled as self-defense, but yeah, he does wind up killing someone, and he does have to go through the legal processes of proving that it was not a murder.
Yeah, going through that's enough to make some people have to go through therapy on its own, let alone monsters and cults and being shot at and other fun things.
What was that trial like?
Your Honor, my client, Mr.
If the glove doesn't fit, I'll throw a fit. It doesn't. No, it's nothing like that, Harry. You just proved your murder.
This is Chewbacca.
And Pyramid Head's like, oh no, what? He's using the Chewbacca defense.
No, I'm not sure why I'm talking about Chewbacca. Anyway, go on.
I love that that's actually become a legitimate legal term. Like, if you talk to a lawyer, they'll say like, oh, that's a Chewbacca defense, and it's a legal term for a defense that has like literally nothing to do with the case on hand. It's
You can thank OJ for that.
well, also Matt Parker and Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Sorry,
Parker, yeah.
Got their
I mean, they popularized it, but
yeah.
it stemmed from the OJ thing.
Oh no!
What the Chewbacca part or?
No, having a defense that has nothing to do with anything.
Oh no, that's happened way before. Like they're
Yeah, but OJ popularized it is the thing.
Dahlia Gillespie unleashed the unlimited power of Adobe After Effects and teleported us away.
Adobe After Effects. Oh man, that's only one step above Microsoft Works.
What were you doing there, Lisa? Oh no, her eye is twitching. We must have annoyed her.
Oh, and now
Right.
now we're back here.
Now we're sitting down. In any case, yeah, we're back with Lisa.
So is this the other half of that plot dump that you were talking about?
No, this is the end of Lisa's plot. Something that we said during our last conversation triggered the logic wheels, rusty as they were from years of drug use, to actually start turning in Lisa's air-filled head, and she realized it was all a lie.
No.
After all.
I'm shocked that they would be lying to her.
No, she was lying to herself. She's not human anymore.
Oh.
She just hasn't realized it.
Wait, I haven't seen Clark Kent and Superman in the same room together.
Nah.
Well, you might have if you'd been around for the red and blue era. God, that was
that's happening with Superboy now.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, John Kent. That's happening. He has Red John and Blue John now.
Oh my God.
They're playing it as a joke.
I know they must have, because no one liked that goddamn twist.
One of my favorite Superman stories is All-Star Superman, and I like that. You know, the joke is that it's so obvious, but in that, Clark Kent has to spend like a whole issue convincing Lois Lane that he actually is Superman, because he did too good of a job hiding it. Like, it's like, I think he made a robot Clark so that he could accept an award as Superman and some other stuff.
He has like robotic duplicates just in case.
Superbots.
Yeah, Superbots. The other thing is that when he's Clark, he purposely wears bigger clothes than actually fit his frame, and he hunches over a lot to look smaller than he is.
Well, that's something that even
that's something that was only New
actors
52. That was something
or the
only
good
New
ones,
52
I should
did.
say. The good Superman.
But no,
actors.
that is more effective than you think it is.
Yeah.
Because Christopher Reeves does, to some extent, look like a completely different person when he's
Holy shit, the
acting as
camera.
Superman.
Yeah, no, they specifically did that in the Superman movie.
No, one of my favorite scenes in the original Superman film is when he just takes the glasses off and just stands straight.
Are we seriously going to
It's
have a Superman
hilarious.
tangent
Yeah.
and
why-
ignore the clever camera
Yeah.
trick they just pulled?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Let's make it more relevant. What does Superman think of microtransactions?
That was one of the most...
It's truth, justice, and the American way, John. I can't think of anything more American than microtransactions.
Anyway, Lewis is going.
It was one of the coolest moments in the game where the camera just gets stuck to the back of Harry Mason's head for one hallway, just to give you a sense of claustrophobic tension. Anyway, this is the final level of the game, where Silent Hill remembers to have game design again. I think it's technically called Nowhere, and the gimmick here is that it's an amalgamation of hallways from the other dungeons, and there's no map. You don't
Boss
even...
rush.
Yeah, you don't even draw a map the way James Sunderland and Heather Mason do in 2 and
Look at
3.
the map. It's tic-tac-toe.
It's stuck that hard. How did it get in there in the first place, though? Doesn't matter. It's a dream. It's all a dream. In any case, you have to remember where things are yourself here, which isn't as hard as it sounds because Nowhere isn't that large, and there are several doors scattered around with specific symbols on them that you can actually kind of use as landmarks, so that helps. In any case, there's a bird cage. You can hear birds flapping, but there are no birds in the room. Just another key.
Suffer and succotash, no Tweety Bird.
Fly away, little key, and be free. But only after you unlock the door for me. Thank you. Hi, Alessa. Bye, Alessa.
So at this point in the game, are we still under the impression that Alessa's the bad guy?
No, Dahlia revealed that little thing
Okay.
before teleporting us here through Adobe After Effects.
Instead of just killing us?
Well, I don't think she meant to teleport us here. It just sort of happened when she was teleporting away with Alessa. In any case, hi. It's the antique shop again. Several objects within around the hospital and the antique shop you could examine your first time through the areas, and there was no
I can't
actual...
get to it because of the glass cover. Can I just use the hammer I have to break it?
Well, you could examine these things when you were going through the levels originally, but there was no apparent purpose to them. Now there is 2 metal plaques in one hallway, and this clock here. They factor into puzzles that you need to find items for. Yeah, so that's a thing. Wow. I wanted to see where I was in the game when I looked at the save file, but it just wouldn't tell me.
Are we going to run into Muriel and Eustace bag?
Oh, damn it. It's the doctors again.
Return the
There
slab
they go.
to the I bequeath a boot to the head.
Seriously.
And,
Fuck.
and another for Jenny and the Wimp.
Man, they've got a serious call to the health department. Like, you can't treat people in here. There's rust. That's dangerous.
That could be dangerous.
What about the parasite-infested monsters?
That's
that.
just research. It's fine.
Yeah. Leeches are beneficial.
Yeah, don't you know?
Well, potentially.
Yes, I too have played Assassin's Creed 2.
You know, the amount of crap that doctors used to think was helpful is
Well, before we had any understanding of how germs worked, we basically just guessed until we found something that worked.
yeah, but it's funny. Like there's the idea that like if you're sick, it's just because you got too much black bile
Bad-
in you,
Or
so you
bad
gotta
blood or something.
so you gotta bleed until all the bad blood's gone, and then you'll be okay. And what's
So
funny
that-
is that some of these treatments did stumble onto the right cure, even if it was the complete
Yeah.
wrong
And
logic.
technically, the logic isn't inherently wrong, Because if you're, like, sick with the flu, yes, your blood is contaminated with a virus.
Yeah, but sucking out
So
some small quantity of it is not going to stop it
Effect.
from... Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea isn't in and of itself inherently wrong.
It's just not
It's
right
just that-
either.
Just,
Yeah.
yes, that's not right. Yeah.
There's also like the idea that okay, they knew that diseases could be transferred to the air, but they also thought that diseases could only be transferred to the air. So like one of the deadliest disease outbreaks in London was almost stopped because people were too stubborn to listen to the guy who says maybe we should check the well. I forget what the guy's name was, but yeah.
In any case, that one desk we walked past twice while we were talking about something else was Alessa's desk. It was the one time you actually get to see it is in Otherworld, and you get to see that the bullies that were bullying her at school scratched all kinds of stuff all over her desk. That, if it actually happened and isn't just symbolic of something, kind of says something about the state of the faculty at this goddamn school, because that's the kind of thing you can't exactly hide.
Unfortunately, schools actually do hide stuff. Or just actively ignore it because dealing with it is too much work.
Yeah, it's psychologically too. We're generally speaking a lot of the time more inclined to believe the person who has been accused of something as opposed to the person who is accusing someone of something. Like, and this is mostly just because in our mind, the person who's doing the accusing is attacking with quotation marks there. Someone who we thought is not doing anything wrong. And it's also amplified when you have to either listen to the nerdy kid who nobody likes versus, the jock that everybody thinks is the school hero and all that other stuff as well. It's really interesting and very depressing psychology. So if you wanna hate the state of the world that we live in and the way our brains work, go look it up sometime.
Indeed. Anyway, this is a puzzle. It's not as complicated as it seems. There are 10 limbs on a crab, you see. Every one of these pictures is a picture of something that has appendages and a number of how many appendages they have. These are just here to tell you what the numbers mean.
What about the one-armed man?
There's 2 fish with no arms, so that's a 0.
Is this one of the puzzles they change if you change the puzzle difficulty?
No, this doesn't have a puzzle difficulty. That's a 2 and 3 thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
If it were a 2 and 3 thing, it most likely would be changed, yes.
Yeah, this is the kind of puzzle. In any case, you're supposed to use what you glean from the association between those puzzles and those numbers between those pictures and those numbers to pick the correct number for each of these 3 pictures.
Is it the same number? Is it the same combination every time?
Number 8.
Yeah, it's the same combination every time.
Yeah, it's like, what if it broke right there? That's a game over.
Oh look, a square-shaped stone with a clock face on it. I wonder if it's associated with the clock in the antique shop.
It's a stone of time, but I don't have the ocarina in which to move it properly.
But Saria gave us a perfectly good ocarina. Why can't we just
It's
use...
not the ocarina of time.
But that one can still cause the sun to rise and set.
Sneak up on me, will ya? Snaky nurses.
Yeah, don't you know those are endangered species? You joiks.
With the way healthcare is going, they will be.
What? Oh, I was talking about
Nurses.
the snakes.
Oh. I thought you were referring to nurses, my bad.
I mean, granted, yeah, like, nobody's gonna want to go through 15,000 years of medical school to work in that field much longer. I can't imagine.
Anyway, there's a riddle here. This was a blank slab of metal when we came to look at it.
Return the slab.
Okay. That was a blank slab when we came to look at it in the hospital level, but now there's a riddle to go with this list of names here. The answer is alphabetization, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I'm always terrible at trying to figure out that kind of that
Well,
kind of
the
puzzle.
word is very simple. You arrange their first names alphabetically, you get the word alert.
Alert.
Oh, and so is that the password?
Yeah, that's
Kind of
weird.
don't like how there's a graphic for a button being pushed. It's just a flat static image.
I've always been terrible at anagrams and that kind of thing. I mean, granted, actually, you know what? The kind of word puzzle, I mean, it's not even really a puzzle, but word searches. When I was in second grade, my teacher gave us like a word search to do for homework at least once a week, and I was always really, really bad at them. So, like, me and my mom would have to sit there for like 45 minutes after school every single time and do it together and I don't even know why we had to do it because it's not even really teaching you anything. It's just tedious, but,
The
whatever.
better you get at it, the quicker you can recognize words by sight, and that makes reading a faster process. At
That
least
is
that's
true, but I was so bad at them that the only way I could do it is by looking down each word on the list and then okay, this word starts with S. I had to scan through each line, find every S, and see
No,
if
that's what everyone did.
Yeah, but it took forever and I was bad at them.
Lisa, were you hiding behind the door when I walked in? That's creepy, you know?
How'd you even get in here?
I'm not the only one who's still walking.
Yeah, I'm here. Not what I mean, Harry.
Just hadn't noticed it before.
So what if we were dead the whole time too?
I don't see that kid and Bruce Willis around.
This is kind of heart-wrenching.
Help me.
She's
Save me from them.
realizing that she's a monster and she's begging you to help her, but there's no way you can.
Posher's kind of slanted backwards as she's walking towards you.
I've always found the please kill me stuff to be really creepy. Like
No,
whenever
she's
they
not
do-
asking you to kill her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She's like, help me, stay by me.
Oh, okay.
But, you know,
And here's probably the most famous cutscene from this game.
yep.
Oh, she
she just-
cried bloody tears. Oh.
No,
She's
that came from her head.
Oh, okay.
Forehead, yeah. She's bleeding all over now.
She's bleeding
all of a
from
sudden.
everywhere.
So does remembering that you're a monster make you suddenly start?
Become one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the most famous cutscene from this game, really.
She's not even a boss enemy or anything. Just a character who has a sad ending.
Man, we just went from like 2005 to 1999 in one fell swoop.
Yep.
Well, that was a thing that happened.
And it just kind of ends.
This music keeps playing until you leave this hallway, by the way. Which we will immediately do by walking back through the same door, because that's the smart thing to do, right?
And now she's not even there anymore.
Yep.
Spooky.
She apparently writes her diary in very short burst sentences. Which, you know, is a thing that some people actually do.
I just appreciate having an actually well-written sad ending for a character. Because that's something that really irks me when when a lot of media tries to do that. They'll like really overstate the sad ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sad endings are necessary in stories at points.
Yeah.
Both as just a storytelling device and as a human condition metaphor.
It's very easy to make it fall into melodrama.
Yeah.
And especially for video games, which love melodrama.
So in your minds, what is an effective sad ending?
Like just not making it over dramatic or playing it up too much is one of the big things. Like some sad things need to be big and emotional, but some don't. You know,
It could be as simple as just making a bad decision because you're being stubborn and it screws you over,
I think if
and that's worth getting upset over. But it's not like a huge bombastic thing. Sorry, go on, Lewis.
I think if anyone wants to see how to do sad endings or that kind of bleakness element well, George R.R. Martin is a very good place to go. Because, well, he never relents at it, but he also does it really well. And I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking about the actual books. And yeah, I know about they're roughly the size of cinder blocks, but, you know, bear with it. It's a worthwhile reading exercise, trust me. She
And
just
just leave her
finished.
there.
She just finished reading The Red Wedding. She couldn't take it. Alright. Well, that was our first part of Nowhere.
When do we
So
get
you
Senior
could
Leon
say-
Eustace back?
So you could say that this commentary is going nowhere, then?
We're already at nowhere.
We've been at nowhere for a couple of years.
Well, in that case, if we're already out of nowhere, you could say that we were going nowhere fast.
No!
See, Ted,
Yeah.
your damn punch shattered the glass.
Oh, I see this clock. I see this clock too was made by Bexy.
So we couldn't break the glass with our hammer, but as soon as we put the stone into the clock, the glass just gives up and breaks on its own. Really?
There goes my $1 million clock next to my $1 million piece of art.
Well, we have the key of haggis. It's time to eat some Scottish food.
Haggis?
Uh-huh.
I've always wanted to try sheep intestine. At the time, Harry.
I remember someone actually, made haggis for, the preliminaries of MasterChef, and Gordon Ramsay, being Scottish himself, loved it, but none of the other judges were having it.